Dan Byles.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I would like to start by making the point that while I don't agree with those who believe HS2 will provide the benefits claimed, I accept that they are sincere in their belief that it will. And I ask them to accept that those of us who do not support it are not mindless nimbys, but we sincerely believe that this project is wrong because we don't believe it will provide the benefits claimed. And we believe the financial cost and the impact on ordinary people's lives up and down the country outweigh the limited and unbalanced benefits that HS2 might bring. My own constituency of North Warwickshire is particularly badly affected. We have the Delta Junction into Birmingham. We have the Y Junction. We are affected by both Phase 1 and Phase 2. The property market has completely frozen along the route, trapping many people in houses that they wish to sell for all sorts of legitimate reasons, but that don't qualify as exceptional hardship. The village of Gilson will literally be obliterated, and communities in Coleshill, Wateralton, Curdworth and Middleton badly affected. We will have a colossal 31-track railhead close to Lee Marston and Kingsbury that, because it is deemed a temporary structure, will not qualify nearby residents for compensation. That temporary structure, Madam Deputy Speaker, will be there for more than 15 years. And through a sleight of hand that moved it at the last minute from Phase 2 to Phase 1, it has never been properly consulted on. And the line will demolish houses, destroy sports clubs, cut through 2 country parks and a local primary school. For 4 years now, I've been working closely with the 5 action groups I helped to establish across my constituency, and I have chaired all of the Phase 1 Community Forum meetings in North Warwickshire. I have also worked closely with some of my fellow Warwickshire MPs, and I know that my honourable friend, the member for Kenilworth and Southam, has been making very strong representations about HS2 within government. In my constituency, we have sought to play a constructive role in the debate from the start. We have not simply stood in the corner shouting no. Yes, we have campaigned against HS2 in principle, but alongside that, our action groups have engaged constructively with HS2 Limited at every stage from the very beginning, attending community forums and bilateral meetings with HS2 staff and engineers, and working hard to produce local mitigation proposals to minimise the impact on our communities. Over 3 years ago, I brought representatives from 2 of our action groups to London to meet with the HS2 Chief Engineer, Professor McNaughton, and to lay out some early ideas for mitigation and route changes in Warwickshire. Despite this, in North Warwickshire, we strongly feel that HS2 Limited have let us down. We believed back then that we were embarking on the start of a dialogue with HS2 Limited that would be a 2-way discussion over a number of years. For over 3 years, we have been trying to get them to engage from their side in a constructive dialogue, but we have been consistently pushed back due to, by their own admission, inadequate resources in our area. Eventually, after all the time was gone, the excuse became that we were now too close to the hybrid bill procedure for detailed discussion, and so we were told to simply petition with our suggestions. Many in our area see these 3 years of dither and delay as a conspiracy to deliberately waste time. I am more inclined to believe that HS2 Limited simply didn't have the resources to consider our area properly. Our area, though, was the most complex outside of London, the worst affected constituency outside London, and the resources should have been put in place from the start. But regardless of why it happened, the results are the same. We lost 3 years which could have been used for a meaningful dialogue, but wasn't. My constituents now feel that they have had no true voice in this process and must now pin our hopes on the good sense of the Hybrid Bill Committee instead of the hoped-for meaningful discussions with HS2 Limited. That is why I will be supporting the reasoned amendment in the name of my right honourable friend, to which I have also put my name, and I will be voting against this bill at second reading this evening. I fully expect that the bill will pass second reading, however, and I therefore urge the Secretary of State to do all he can throughout the planning of this project to put the ordinary people and communities whose lives are already turned upside down first and foremost. Because if we can't afford to put in place proper mitigation and proper compensation for the people affected, then we can't afford the project.